This is part 6. Part 6 is a little interesting, and I can't say that I have all the answers on this one, but I can tell you the title of it should say loads, okay? But learn to recognize that rejection is not a bad thing, okay? It's not a bad thing. Actually, it could be an advantage if you know how to use it. But anywhere you go, even if you don't, if you realize that rejection is not a bad thing, it's going to help you. So if anybody tells you, I don't like you, cool. You don't want to be with them. Okay? Alright, so follow me on this one. Imagine if you could read minds or see the future. In some situation it would be great, but in another situation it would just create heartbreak. This is because you would be able to see the lies and the situations where people would hurt you. And on the other side of it is you can see all the love too. An advantage of this would be to help you prepare for those types of pains if you knew about it ahead of time. Also, a disadvantage is that people could use this power, basically to give themselves advantages over others. However, we really don't. Most people, if not anybody, doesn't have that power. But what you can do is you can kind of learn how to read people and see if they do either accept you or reject you. And there are videos on YouTube. I don't have anybody off the top of my head right now that actually can tell you about body language. Depending on how a person stands and they engage with you and how they engage with you is going to give you an idea of whether they accept you or not. And learning these skills can actually help you avoid heartbreak. Okay, because if somebody don't want to be around you, don't waste your time. Okay, move on. All right, as nice guys, let's see here. As nice guys, we tend to stick around and we keep hope alive. Okay, until we hear or see a definite sign of rejection. That means that we could be there with a person, whether male, female, like just a regular friend or female interest, and we'll just stay there a lot of times. And the person might just be nice, they just don't want to hurt your feelings. But they may get to a point to where they just don't care no more. Or they're just like, look, leave me alone. Okay, which can be hurtful. But learning how to read people a little bit better is going to help you to see that before it gets to that point. Okay? Let's see here. Usually, for being a nice person, rejection is kind of like a constant thing. It can be, at least from our point of view. However, there are times that we can do the same thing to other people subconsciously. So, in our being in environments where we may get rejected, we want to make sure that we don't do the same thing to other people. Okay? That's kind of something that's going to be up to you, but you at least want to be nice to the person. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hang around with them. You got to figure out a nice way of telling them it's not going to hurt them. Okay? They may be in the same situation you are in. And then if you have a big enough heart and you can handle that, be friendly. You ain't got to be like the best friend all over the place, but at least be a good acquaintance to them. Because everybody needs somebody on this planet. Everybody. Be that friend. Now, going back to the title, we must learn to recognize and accept a rejection as a good thing. The last thing you want to be is in a relationship or a friendship with someone who doesn't like you or value you. Believe it or not, there are people who don't like you and that will actually give in to you because of your persistence. While that may seem cool, and it may be a form of acceptance, it can actually turn into a very torturous situation for you. Because they're like, okay, I gave in to you, now you gotta be my friend. And they're just gonna basically suck the life out of you. So if you feel rejected, take that as a prime thing. Say, look, all right, you're rejecting me. You ain't gotta say it, but you take that rejection and keep moving. If that person desires and want to be in a relationship with you, they'll come find you. But if you make a move, if you put your hand out toward that person, whether it be a friend, guy friend, or a female interest, and they reject you, press on. Don't put no more effort into that. Okay? You don't have any reason to chase anybody. There's somebody out there who's going to basically come to you. You may not even have to chase them. All right? Hopefully, you just get to that little dance thing. Equal playing field. Giving energy, taking energy. You know? You're always giving, but you're not running out. You don't want to be that person who's always giving everything. All right. Another way of looking at it is trying to fit an equal size square into a circular hole. The question is, can you do it without destroying the original shape of each item? The answer is no. In fact, both items would have to undergo significant change or damage to properly mate the two together. Also, even if you were able to get the two to mate, or the hole, the square to go inside the hole, there will still be holes and there will be abnormalities. So the best thing to do is to get the correct shape and size to properly fit the two items together. Like if you have a screw and it's going through a hole, if you have the right screw, it goes in easily. Not necessarily really easy, but it goes in. All right. If you have the wrong size, you're gonna have some trouble. But basically, if you have to make a significant change to fit into a relationship with somebody, that is not the relationship for you. If you have to change to be with somebody, that is not the relationship for you. If they have to change to be with you, that's not the relationship for you or that person. Okay? And it goes both ways. Because you can meet two people, and if you're incompatible, don't force it. Okay? Don't force it. Say, hey, it's nice to meet you. Be friends. And then keep it going. Because there may be another person just right around the corner that is a fit for one of you. And you don't want them to miss the opportunity, and they shouldn't want you to miss the opportunity. You shouldn't want you to miss it. You shouldn't want yourself to miss that opportunity, okay? Keep yourself free. Let's see here. If you don't realize that if you're not compatible with somebody, it's going to increase your vulnerability to heartbreak. All right? So realize when somebody is incompatible with you quickly, and then press on. Also, understand the difference between constructive criticism and negative criticism. Constructive criticism is meant to highlight a deficiency or issue you have that, if modified or if you fix it, it'll result in a positive outcome. This can usually be considered trustworthy advice, even if the person is not interested. Because you have some people who just might give you like, hey man, the reason why people don't like you is because you act like yourself. Somebody says something like that to you, they're trying to help you. All right, they're not necessarily trying to hurt you. Another example would be like, hey, you might want to take a shower. You dress a little sloppy. Your breath don't smell good. You need to, brush your teeth. You don't give yourself enough credit. Those are examples, I would say, of constructive criticism. Negative criticism is what I would consider a form of rejection that can also indicate complete rejection. So if you ask someone, if you talk to someone and you ask them why they don't like you, and they give you multiple positive and negative or negative reasons for not being with you, such as, oh, you're too nice. That's rejection, and that is a negative criticism. You're too boring. Oh, negative. My friends don't like you. You definitely don't want to be with that person because they don't even think on their own. You're too short. Yep, leave them alone too. If they're coming up with lame issues like that, they're looking at the physical and not understanding that, hey, relationship ain't just about physical attributes. You're too fat. Hey. If they're gonna hurt your feelings, they definitely not for you. I don't know why you don't like you, because or if somebody says, I don't know why they don't like you, then that's really bad, because they don't even know why they don't like you. They just don't like you in general. So those are just things that are forms of negative criticism. And those are people you probably just don't need to be around, because they're just going to hurt your heart. Okay. And then if you do become friends with them, more than likely they're not really going to value you, and they're probably just going to sap the life out of you. So just press on, be nice, but just keep moving. Find a better friend, or value the friends you already have. You only really need one really good friend. If you have more than one really good friend, you're doing excellent. All right. So that's part 6. Learn to recognize that rejection is not a bad thing. It actually can be an advantage.